Hi, Dr. Paul Haider. I was just thinking about a couple we know. They're an older couple and they had one of their relatives do something that wasn't very pleasant and they got angry at that relative. But uh, the next day they're hugging and embracing and loving that person and they let it all go. How many of us can do that? How many of us can get angry and then just let it go and be happy with the other person? Because of that, the other person became happy and started doing more loving things for that couple. And so in the end, it works out to be a full circle of love. Because when we start to get angry and we hold on to that anger, and then the other person feels that anger, then it breeds more anger and creates more anger, resulting conflict and more distance between people and creates anxiety. So it would be great if we could all learn to love people even when they do things that are not always in our greatest interests and are not loving. And this is one of the reasons why we have a lot of the conflicts that we have in the world. Because somebody does something and then we automatically retaliate, and then the whole process just uh, explodes out of control. But learning to forgive, forget, move on. That works the same way in a relationship when we have a wife or a husband, and we hold on to all that resentment and we never let it go, and sooner or later it all explodes and it causes major problems. But in a relationship, it's forgive, forget, let go. We're always going to do something wrong. There's no doubt about it. You know, I have done many things that were bad and wrong. Every single person alive has done something that they're not proud of in some way, shape, or form. So it's taking and understanding that, and then to forgive is divine. The one that forgives is the one that is the person of great adoration, and the person of wonderful love inside. And to have that ability to forgive changes everything. And to allow ourselves to grow, to become that person who can forgive, even when it's something huge. And sometimes we have to allow ourselves to grow. Even at 99 and 100 years of age, we can still learn something new. We can learn to grow. We can learn to change. We can learn to forgive. We can learn to forget. And we can learn to move on with our lives. The forgive part, that's sometimes the easy part. Oh, I forgive you, okay. Is to forget. That sometimes is not so easy for some people. And to forget is just, I'm not going to bring it up in my head anymore. And from then, it's like it never happened. And then move on with our lives like it actually didn't happen. And that's what this little older couple is all about. They can embrace that relative and love that relative even though something huge happened. Now, how many of us can do that? How many nations can do that? How many communities can do that? I think it would be a totally different world if we were to take and use that couple as a pinnacle of love and emulate them on a regular basis. It's important. Right now we're caught with a lot of people doing terrorism and causing problems in the world because of just these particular things that we're talking about right now. Forgive, forget, move on. And of course we we'll never see eye to eye with everybody in the world, but to have the great ability to embrace people of differences, that's important. I'm different from you, you're different from me, everybody's different in every way, and we all have different ideas of spirituality, we all have different ideas of family, and to see differences is important instead of a weakness is absolutely important. And we have a lot of people also looking at the refugees in the world, and saying, well, they're coming here and this is our land and this shouldn't be. But if you really look at the world in general, we're all refugees. We all came from somewhere else, especially the United States. Unless you're a Native American, we all came from somewhere else. My father came from India. My mother goes back to the Mayflower and the Dutch. So we really all came from somewhere else. So it's really important that we embrace everyone, to forget their past and love them as though they were our brother or sister, because they are our brother and sister. It's time for us to become one global hug and embrace everyone. To reach around and see that we're not separate, that we can see everyone as part of our human family. To see that everyone may have different colored eyes, we may have different colored skin, may have hair, no hair. It depends on who they are and where they came from, and their history is different. It's all different. But it makes it exciting. If I lived in a world of clones just of me, man, would it be boring. Really boring. So let's embrace our differences. Let's forgive, forget, move on. And then allow a lot of people to be embraced with our love, embraced with their joy, and embraced with their happiness. I love you.